I had one kid who I had when I was teaching second and third who came to me and couldn't read the word eat. We're doing just a sight word assessment and he couldn't read the word eat. And I had a conversation with mom where I said, this is where he is. He's going to need more time. I want to let you know that up front. He got that extra year and he today is like, Miss Benz, do you have anything for me? And when he's asking me, do you have anything for me? He's asking me, do you have a book? Do you have any more books for me? Because he's reading above grade level, well above grade level. And that's because he did need a smaller classroom. He needed the NILD, which we have here that you're not going to find in a public school and you're not going to find in a lot of private schools. He needed just the constant exposure to words and really someone to say like, hey, I know this book is difficult to read, but it's going to be worth it once you get through it. And he's reading chapter books. He is stretching himself. He reads nonfiction, anything he wants to read it. And that's what he's about now. And this is a kid who couldn't read the word eat 2 years ago.
Park Place has really grounded my daughter's educational journey. She was at public school and was not necessarily doing well. Once she came to Park Place, her grades soared. They gave her the personal support that she needed to do well, and she looks forward to going to school every day.
Park Place is a special school because it deals with all kids, kids of need, kids who may not have done well in a public school situation. But when they come here, they're given such tender, loving care, such tremendous enrichment opportunities that each and every one of them feels very, very special. And that's important. They're motivated to learn. They have small classrooms. They have teachers who would give their hearts and souls to each and every child. And those are the things that make children succeed.
It's an awesome school, awesome staff. They care. They actually care, and I love it. I love that they care.
As a teacher, I feel like you always think like, man, what I'm doing, is it really working? Am I really making an impact on my students? So we take MAP skills testing, and we took one in the winter and then we took another one in the spring. And when I got my spring scores back from my second and third graders, their scores had leaped so much. It was just unbelievable to me. Like, it brought me to tears. Like, I had to pull myself away. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it. I had to pull myself away and really get myself together because I was just so grateful that the Lord gave me the tools and allowed me to be able to impart those math skills on those students and that they were able to go and perform. So that would have to be like my favorite Park Place story right now.
The best part about Park Place, I think, is the freedom. I think it's the freedom that we give our kids to be kids, to run around, to play, to need to stand up or stretch out in class, the freedom to cry and to have your moments and to have your feelings and to have an adult who's like, let's just cry for a minute. You need that.
My daughter needs Park Place because she needs the energy and support. She needs that one-to-one person-centered education approach. They've done everything from allowing her to take a test underneath the desk so she can concentrate, just helping her feel strong and confident in her learning as well as her overall feelings. She's very quiet for about 5 minutes, and then they have enlightened her to Spanish. She enjoys violin, she enjoys art. They've really helped her to blossom.
I just think that Park Place is a place where students can come and feel at home and know that regardless of what they're going through, what needs they may have, that we're going to be there for them.
I need Park Place because when I'm struggling with stuff, I can always go to my teachers and be like, hey, I need help with this or that, and they'll put me to a side and help me one-on-one.
The reason I chose Park Place was for the smaller school setting. He was attending a public school that was just way too much as far as the crowded classrooms, and he was not able to focus, not able to pay attention because it was just a lot of stimulation going on. So the smaller classroom settings were what we needed, and we were able to get that here at Park Place School.
We have a lot of schools in Norfolk that are struggling, and they've got great teachers, and they've got reading specialists, and they've got the special education, but they're really overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed with need, they are overwhelmed by poverty, they are overwhelmed by trauma, and they can't do it all. They really can't do it all. They don't have the resources to meet all of the need that they have. So I like to think of us as something that is partnering with public schools to really say, hey, let's take a load off of you. Let's take a couple of those kids that we know your teachers want to reach, but they got 30 some kids in their classroom. They got 25 kids in their classroom. There's just no way possible that the best teacher is going to be able to work under some of the conditions that they have to work on. Whereas here we're able to do our small part of saying, let me take you from your class of 30, 25, into a class of 10, into a class of 15. And it really, for us too, you get to see those kids who are quiet and really well behaved and they've just been pushed along as well. They come out when you're here and you start to see things for them. And I think that Norfolk Public Schools, Norfolk in general, they need that kind of support.
For children that may not be able to accommodate to large classrooms, Park Place is just a place that is needed for them. They have all types of resources to help children that may have struggling issues at home that you will not be able to find in a public school. You can find it here at Park Place School. Just the love that's here, that you can get here from the staff. The students feel that love, and it makes them want to be more involved in their education.
A school like Park Place is needed in all of the communities. It kind of ensures that all of the students in this community can thrive in their environment. It makes sure that the education that every child deserves has that opportunity. The socio-economical factor in this area is pretty impoverished for most of the people who live in this area. And Park Place really kind of supports all of the families, all of the children who wouldn't have this opportunity for this type of education.
The impact that Park Place has had on me is a sense of hope. I think it's really easy to feel like there's so much to do in the world and we have so many things that we need to work on that it can feel so heavy and a little depressing. And I think it's beautiful that I get to come to a job every day where I have a sense of hope and where I get to see all of these tiny changes that are occurring in the day-to-day, but also the long-term changes that happen as they progress throughout the grade levels. And you get to leave feeling like, I did something today that made this world a slightly better place.
I know that they're putting in the work, they're finding avenues to help her. So my mind is at ease when I drop her off. I know she's getting the best education.
And I knew this was the best place for her. They haven't let me down yet.
It's just like a big family.